Is it started?
Yeah.
Okay. We're about to go through the checkpoint.
You gotta talk louder than that.
That's all I have to say.
Say it louder.
We're about to go through the checkpoint. That's all I have to say.
So the final piece to the puzzle was waking up super early, and we got ready to go. The breakfast was really light, which was a good thing. They did have like a to-go breakfast that we eventually put in our packs, but it was chilly, and we all dressed really warm because we were going to do a 5-minute walk to this bridge, and then we were going to have to sit there till 5:30. So we sat there like an hour and a half. We were not the first people there, which is ridiculous because of how early we got up. And like part of the reason we did that is because we thought we could be the first people. But it kind of determines your positioning and like when you're allowed to enter the last bit of trail that gets you to that gate. It was pretty chilly. I felt fine, but I was wearing a lot of layers. Finally got to go. We started stretching a little bit, put our packs on, lined up, and then off we went. I think our group was second out of the gate, and it was kind of a race, and it was a lot of fun. So it was Walter, Ryan, and I, and the others were there, but we kind of like ran ahead of them, and everyone was trying to be the first people at the gate. So it was kind of cool. Just running along this Inca trail with like partial light. Dawn's like happening, but I had my headlamp on, and I think it was a big help. Slick, but not dangerous, and I'm just chasing Walter because I was like, if I can keep up with him, then at least I'll get there as fast as this guy, and this guy's a professional. And Ryan's like killing it. We're going. And not too far before the end, there's this really steep staircase, like the steepest one we had dealt with the entire journey. And they nicknamed it the Gringo Killer. I think it's because, none of us are used to living at such a high altitude, and especially not used to just running through it. So, yeah, I was like, well, time to do this. And I ran up like about halfway, and then it just got real steep. So I had my trekking poles, but I didn't take them off. I just bear crawled my way up there. Ryan had a little bit more difficulty, so I ended up like kind of passing him on the staircase and moving on. And Walter, man, that guy just crushed it. Flew up the stairs, and I got up, and I started chasing him down, but I couldn't get to him. We weren't that far away from it, and I was out of breath. Like, don't get me wrong, but my brain was just saying, "No, go to catch Walter," and he beat me, but not by too much. So, and I was the third one up there. There was this other guy. His name's Aaron. Cool guy. We talked a little bit, like on the bus ride, and anyways, he was in a different group, so he was the one that got there first, and then Walter, and then myself, and it was kind of special being up there overlooking Machu Picchu. The pronunciation is a little bit different than like we've always grown up thinking. Machu Picchu, kind of like a mountain. The other word that we all say is like a different word in the actual language. So the more you know. And it sits on top of this mountain, Machu Picchu. And all around it are these impassable mountains, except for where we're standing. And then I learned later that there's one more if you just keep going south, and that's the only way in, basically. The other way was developed later on and not used as much, the Sun Gate. And we just sat there, and I pulled out my sack like breakfast that they had given us, and took some pictures, and ate breakfast, and just watched the sun like crest over these mountains and start lighting them up. Yeah, sitting up there was a really cool feeling. It was like, hey, we did this, and it was amazing. And yeah, it was a little muddy and a lot rainy and a little cold and whatever, but honestly, who cares? That's like part of the adventure. Everybody eventually showed up. We took some team photos, and then down this really slippery path um, to a historical site right before Machu Picchu, and then into it. But we had come in from the Sun Gate, so we had to like walk this weird path out, and then had to register all our stuff, and then we could go in. And Alvin, the kind of the main tour guide, he just knows so much. I heard the training for these guides is really intense, and like the schooling that they go through. It was like a 2-hour tour, private tour, just us and our team, and he took all the pictures and just shared tons of information. I can't even go over it. Like, you just have to be there and go listen to these guys like speak about this place, Machu Picchu. It's really special. It's different from the other ones that we saw. I kind of liked the other ones better, and maybe this is like just another reason to hike the Inca Trail, the classic Inca Trail. It's only 27 miles, 45 kilometers. It's nothing too crazy. People can do it, and with these guys, Alpaca Expeditions, for us, like, amazing. They take care of you in all ways that you can imagine. Yeah, we spent like 2 hours walking around there, and it was amazing, the different techniques and like the history behind it, and like how much they know. Both Alvin and Walter, but kind of going back to those other ones that we saw along the way, is like I felt like you could just be like a little bit more at peace in them, and just like sit with these ancient sites, and like look down into the valleys and through the fog, and it was really cool. I wish I'd had a better word. So we finished our tour, we checked out of there, and headed into town via the bus. And so we ride the bus down this way too windy, way too steep of a road, all the way into this town, Machu Picchu, down by the river, and walk into this restaurant and get fed just way better than we deserve. And ate just some amazing food and hung out, and I tried alpaca for the first time. Pretty good, would recommend. Yeah, just ate and drank and laughed, and just enjoyed being with each other, and knowing that like we did something really, really cool. Probably like once in a lifetime, and we did it all together. Adventures are fun. Kind of more than that, but yeah, it's like saying cool about Machu Picchu. Like, it's more than cool. And adventures are more than fun. They're really special. Went into this market, and just everywhere people are selling, mostly textiles, but just tons of stuff. And it was really cool actually walking around. I'd already talked to Alvin. We had some plans for the day today. So I didn't worry about buying anything, but we walked through the market, then we went to a coffee shop, got some coffee, and then it was a rush back to the train. So we rushed back through that same market that we had gone browsing around, and had to buy some face masks. Not the masks that go over your nose, but the face shields, I guess is the actual word. And that was new. I've never done that before, but it's just part of the rules with riding the train, so we did. got our tickets, made it through security, got on the train, and it was cool. And the train ride was beautiful. It was along the river for basically the most part, if not the entire way. I think the entire way. Big, massive, roaring river. In the dry season, apparently it's more green, but right now it's very brown. But it's also the rainy season here, so that makes sense. And just rushing rapids, the mountains just go straight up. That's something unique about these mountains that I had never seen in America, and just how much of an incline they just rest at. It's really impressive, and that's part of what made the Inca Trail more challenging. And like the location of all those civilizations is like kind of breathtaking, and the fact that they exist where they do. Rode the train, had good conversation, got back, got on a bus, 2 more hours of a bus ride. Different road than the way we came, but still a beautiful one. More conversation, this time with different people, and everyone's in an amazing mood because of the adventure we'd all just been on, or they're tired and sleeping. So, it's one of the two. And got back to Cusco. I say it like I'm trying to say it the way you're supposed to, but I've struggled with it every time. So, oh well. And had to switch it into a van because where we were staying was a little too hard for the bus that we were into. And like it wrapped around town, and we were like, I don't know where we're going. And eventually we got to the street, and then the guy that was in the bus or van with us like helped us like get all the way up to the street, and then it was kind of like walking back and forth trying to find the address. But we found it, and we knocked on the door, and this lady who works here answered the door for us and showed us around this entire place. And this is some next level Airbnb stuff. Tons of rooms, nice bathrooms, nice living rooms. There's a hot tub that overlooks the city. There's a theater we didn't even use, a dining table, and they have this like bar area set up. And she left, I don't know, like 8 or 9 o'clock, but they'll like serve you whatever you want. Basically, all of us were like, time to sit in the hot tub and soak our very sore muscles. So we all jumped in the hot tub and really just hung out for like 3 hours. We just watched the lights in the cities, and it started raining on us, but not super hard, a little bit at one point. And it's like it didn't matter. For me, it kept me cool enough to actually just hang out in the hot tub. And then it wasn't very late when we all just kind of called it a night and crashed out about, I don't know, 11 o'clock. Yeah, this place, really cool. It's a really, really great way to end the trip.